There is a new type of Battlemech that has become a favorite amongst mech warriors and fans alike. These war machines stalk across battlefields much like hungry crustaceans skitter across the ocean floor, and have earned a reputation of reliability, if not intimidation, from this. Centuries after the original two were conceived, a third, new family member would emerge. One to add to the deadly and dangerous legacy of warfare this family of mechs have. Starcorps Industries, one of the latter inheritors of the King Crab design, would forge this little devil, the Hermit Crab. A light mech weighing in at 25 tons, the Hermit Crab is a natural evolution of light mech design, at least within the now expanding family of crab-like machines. Starcorps opted to begin the process of carcinization in regards to light mechs in 3104, during the early days of the Republic, in the Dark Age. Built clearly to lock into an approximate weight family, with the King Crab being 100 tons, and the Crab being 50 tons, the Hermit Crab is of course 25 tons, meaning that the only number now missing is 75 tons. This junior in age, and junior in weight, Battlemech was built with the idea of creating a new, low-cost, low-upkeep platform for Periphery states, but it would begin to reach a far larger audience, outstripping its originator's ideas for the mech. Sun Hoya is the primary world that built this arthropod-inspired machine, which had separated from the Lyran Commonwealth very recently when the Hermit Crab was first conceived. One of the only light mechs they produce, there was a deliberate design process when creating this to find new clients, diversifying away from the Lyran Commonwealth as an exclusive partner and client, as well as to expand their own product catalog. When making this concept, a deliberate choice was made to supply these to Periphery realms and planets. One way to make this so attractive was to keep its cost low, as mentioned prior, but offering real value for that low cost. Specializing in urban defense in particular, but being useful in other circumstances if needed, this machine would spread across huge swathes of the inner sphere, as well as the Periphery. All major Periphery states would begin to procure this machine, and Starcorps marketing for this worked wonders with this recent light mech marvel. The biggest surprise came from the former Free Worlds League at the time, as it began to procure these in some numbers, namely from its Duchy of the Rim commonality, and this would continue even after the reunion of the state. Better yet, the Lyran Commonwealth, and even the Draconis Combine would follow next, despite the Combine being on the other side of the inner sphere from Sun Hoya. Fascinatingly, this mech even has special lifting rings mounted to the bottom of its body, acting as anchor points for external cargo. This feature was deliberately added by Starcorps in order to potentially use these mechs as light industrial mechs as well, opening it up to even more markets. The Hermit Crab is truly an innovative, forward-thinking design, and was the beginning of a major new business direction, and a successful one in the extreme for Starcorps. Built to be simple, reliable, and easy to maintain, the Hermit Crab's base configuration, the HMC-13, doesn't equip many advanced technologies in terms of its basic functions. It has a standard 2.5-ton internal structure, a standard gyro, and a normal cockpit for the design. As a result, though, it does benefit from an advanced rule, which for players can be helpful in campaigns and role-playing settings, and for houses can be helpful for logistics, and that is that it has the easy-to-maintain design quirk, enhancing its ability to be put in the field and repaired. Beyond this, in its appearance, it has long legs, but a low center of gravity, and its primary guns are protected by pincers, just like the rest of this family of mechs. To allow this mech to do battle in dense terrain, as it was designed, as well as to make it survivable if it finds itself in open settings, the HMC-13 is powered by a reliable 7-ton OMI 175 Fusion Standard engine. This gives it an impressive maximum speed for its cost and size of 118 km per hour, or 11 movement points in the tabletop game. This makes the Hermit Crab very agile on the field of battle. It can keep up with most late-generation lights such as itself, but is not reliant on XL or light technologies to do so, keeping its price down and its survivability up. To add to this maneuverability, the HMC-13 also has the benefit of being equipped with 7 Chilton 360 jump jets, giving it the ability to leap up to 210 meters, or 7 movement points in the tabletop game. This is not an insubstantial amount of movement, and can help the crab negotiate terrain, escape bad circumstances, or utilize them in order to circumvent or flank enemy mechs and other units. This jumping ability is impressive, and necessary for the success of the Hermit Crab. Not having a large quantity of weight to spend, the HMC-13 does install what was once seen as advanced technology, notably double heat sinks. It has no room to put extra tonnage into the system, meaning it has a base of 10 heat sinks, giving it the ability to disperse 20 heat per turn. This is more than adequate to the task of keeping this mech cool, given that at most, barring outside effects or damage, the Hermit Crab can produce 17 heat in a single turn. This runs as cool as a crustacean. Due to its light weight, simple technologies, and low cost, it is little surprise that the HMC does not invest in a large weapons package. This isn't to say that it is poorly armed, per se. For a light mech of 25 tons in its overall role, it's not useless, but it is limited in what it can do. It is armed with twin diverse optics extended range inner sphere medium lasers. This gives it a functional threat range that is mostly stuck in the close range bracket, but it edges into the medium range area as well. Both weapons reside in the pincers of the crab. Still, these hit for reasonable damage all the same, and the Hermit Crab cannot overheat while firing these under normal conditions. It has a straightforward, sustainable set of fire every turn. That fire is just not the most impressive thing in the sea. Though it is a lighter mech and doesn't have much room to play with in this respect, the Hermit Crab invests 5 tons into its standard plating, giving it 80 points of armor to distribute across the mech. This is not insignificant for its weight, though of course it still will not be able to tolerate heavy fire from a heavier Battlemech for long. Still, this plate is affordable and offers it adequate protection. There's little more a crab could ask for. The Hermit Crab is an attempt to make an inexpensive, reliable, effective design for states trying to find scouts or garrison mechs on a budget. It really does just that. It is a reasonably fast mech that is agile and has jump abilities. It is fairly well protected for its weight. It is very cost efficient. It doesn't carry ammunition to increase its maintenance costs. It uses simple technology. It is well cooled. The only space it lacks in is that it is not aggressively heavily armed. But to do this it would need to sacrifice elsewhere. It would either need a lighter engine, or it would need to rid itself of its jump jets, or reduce its protection, or increase the cost of production with more advanced systems. None of these are a desirable end goal for the mech or its manufacturer. Starcorps Industries has made something special here, and even the great houses who purchased this mech have come to realize it. In an era of extremes, with mechs that invest in advanced engines, targeting computers and electronics, or advanced ER weaponry, or other exotic weapons, the Hermit Crab is the opposite. Its reliability and low cost might just carry the day for this design, over time as well. There are 2 variants, and they are fairly simple. One swaps out a jump jet for an additional ER medium laser, increasing its firepower by 50%. This is the HMC-14. It's definitely a harder striking unit, but it does cost some additional C-bills at the cost of the protection a 7 jump might be able to offer it for avoiding incoming fire. Still, this is a worthwhile upgrade for many. The HMC-15 drops its jump jets altogether and upgrades its ER medium lasers to light PPCs, turning this mech into a fast, light, long-range direct-fire support mech, which is a fascinating upgrade, and one which is also quite worthy. Funnily enough, all of these variants may complement one another, in a way, on the battlefield. In light engagements due to their cost and diverse variants, you might even see a sweeping horde of light crabs overrun enemy light forces with ER lasers and light PPC bolts. Such a sight would be fascinating to see. Carcinization in the 32nd century has advanced, moving beyond simple medium and assault mech chassis. Now, among light mechs, the evolved form of the crab has begun to take shape thanks to Starcorps' revolutionary and financially successful project. These machines, built for the right clients or the right rules, now proliferate the inner sphere and periphery, becoming reserve units, garrison mechs, or even scouts or other light assets for mainline units when appropriate. It fills many roles. One day, almost doubtlessly, this will be the most numerous crab mech in the inner sphere. As more advanced technologies become cheaper as well, there is also little doubt that this chassis will see greater and greater upgrades, as long as Starcorps sees the value in investing further in making this design deadlier with the passage of time. Given the money to be made in refit packages alone, it might not be impossible to see a substantial upgrade in the future. But for now, the Hermit Crab will just have to continue being a tough, reliable, low upkeep, inexpensive war machine that has apparently proliferated across the inner sphere. Its success shouldn't be surprising, but it is the most noteworthy thing about it, as it may herald a new era of mech design and warfare. The era of the crab. Thank you for joining me here today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. I do updates very frequently and you'll be happy with the content, I think. Unfortunately, there has not been a Hermit Crab model produced yet, so I have nowhere to tell you where to get it. I wish this were not the case. Also, a huge thank you to all the YouTube members for this channel. When you hit the join button and become a member, you take an extra step in supporting the content on this channel, and I can't thank you enough. Because this content is possible because of viewers like you. And with that, I will see you all in the comments section below.